Happy Wednesday, everybody, and welcome to Houston Life on this May 6th. Courtney, it's great to see you. I'm a little tongue-tied because I just came in from outside. I know many of you are watching Channel 2 right now, or you're outside watching this flyover. That was absolutely incredible.
It really was. I mean, I, of course, was glued to the TV when it first started, you know, in the Woodlands area. And I can tell you that all of my neighbors, everybody was outside. And then when it came to our area, people just started clapping. It was so incredible. And just the sound, right?
Yeah, it was incredible indeed. We obviously, I'm here in Studio B at Channel 2. Brandon is at home, and he was able to go out on the roof, and it was great because they circled. We live right near downtown, and they circled pretty much right over the house, so he had a fantastic view. And, you know, I know it goes by quickly, but it's so great that the Blue Angels made an effort to really crisscross over the city and cover so many different parts of town, from the Woodlands to Kingwood to downtown to Medical Center to Sugarland to Rosenberg, and all the way back. I mean, we just appreciate that so much. And it was so heartwarming to see all of these frontline workers witnessing this experience.
Oh, it's so incredible. And of course, today is National Nurses Day. So you really, you know, it's obviously planned on a perfect day. And talk about not a better weather day for us too, right? Not a cloud in the sky. It was a perfect backdrop to witness the Blue Angels crisscrossing our city. And it does. It takes your breath away. It's such an incredible gesture. America Strong is the hashtag that they're using on this tour. And it's so incredible. I mean, it's so crazy that the sound of these jets when they fly by, right? And how quick it is, but yet you're looking at the video that Brandon shot, or even the video that so many of our friends have captured today. It almost sort of slowed down there for a second to witness it in front of your own eyes, right? I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it completely does. And for me, it's interesting to watch a flyover like that because, Courtney, I think I've mentioned to you and maybe to our viewers, years ago, I flew with the Air Force Thunderbirds, their demonstration squadron, which is the Air Force's version of the Blue Angels. And I was so nervous about going up. I mean, they took this little model plane and they were like, okay, you know, the moment you go down the runway, you're airborne. And then once you get to the end of the runway, we'll go straight up to 17,000 feet. Then the plane will roll on its back so the engines don't stall. And by the time they did all of this, I was like, oh man, I legit threw up because I was so nervous. But the pressure on these pilots, the physical strength that they have to have, because they're wearing these G suits that fill with bladders of air so the blood doesn't rush out of their head. Oh my word, they are in fantastic shape. And I think just the precision, you probably heard in the new news, we mentioned that these planes, the Blue Angels today, were flying as close as 18 feet apart. That's what makes my stomach turn a little bit. Just imagining that those planes are so close together. These pilots are so incredibly skilled.
So incredibly skilled. This was so great for the boys, for any kid to watch, any person, right? But AJ was totally into it. He went up and grabbed his Blue Angels book and got all the information about the jets and the pilots, and he was just really, really excited about it. And that formation, you know, as you're saying, the precision and everything that goes along with it. And then just given where we are today as a country dealing with this pandemic on National Nurses Day, it's just, it warms your heart. It kind of, you know, fills your eyes a little bit with tears, and it's so incredible. Thank you, thank you, thank you to all of our frontline workers today.
Yeah, absolutely. And my mom and I were texting just a bit ago. She was watching Channel 2 live, so she was able to see the flyover in her home state of Utah. And she was just saying, there's so much good in the world right now. And I think that on a day like today, we can all have this collective experience together and remember that, again, the COVID-19 numbers in our state and in our area are not going down. They're going up right now. And one of the best ways that we can support and pay respect to these frontline healthcare workers is to simply wear a mask. And it's really disappointing to me over the past few weeks. I know we've heard kind of some ugly exchanges on television in the communities and people saying, you know, their rights are being taken away and they're not going to wear a mask. Almost like like in protest they're making these statements that you could look at as political or whatever, but at the end of the day, we're all in this together, and this is an invisible fight that we are fighting right now. And yesterday, I know we mentioned people not wearing masks out in public, and we were the two of us, Courtney, you and I were making the plea that, yeah, we're supposed to wear the masks here in Texas, at least for the next month. And we were so heartened by the number of frontline workers who reached out to us personally, Courtney, on our Instagram pages and Facebook pages. I was getting so many notes during the show saying thank you from healthcare workers who said they feel beyond frustrated when they're out in their communities seeing people just sort of going about life as if it's no big deal and nothing is happening right now.
Right, and we should mention that this is our new normal for today, right? For right now, until we can get those numbers to come down. Derek, you made a great point. Our numbers here are not going down. And until that happens, until those days that, you know, we're not seeing new cases, and then just wear the mask. It's so easy, you know. And I'd said this yesterday on the show that I heard one of the ER doctors, I think it was in Washington, say that just because we have open beds and we have ventilators doesn't mean we need to use them. We need to stop this today, and obviously it's not going to happen in 24 hours, but this is our new normal. Wear the mask and protect everybody else around you.
Yeah, the new normal for now. And I've seen so many interviews with these nurses and doctors who are there caring for people, and all these stories about people dying alone. First of all, I can't imagine being the family member of someone I love who's dying alone, and you're not able to see them except by FaceTime or maybe hear their voice on the phone. And I also can't imagine being the person who is dying alone in a hospital bed, or these frontline workers who are seeing this happen every single day. So if those stories are not getting through to you, then reach deep down into your cold black heart and no, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. But seriously, this is a time when we can all come together and acknowledge that there are simple ways that we can all protect ourselves and each other. And by all means, on this National Nurses Day, please, please, please send us your pictures, because we want to celebrate you. We want to celebrate those you love, and one of those photos has already come in. It's our senior producer, Erin Montoya, who is home on maternity leave with her brand new baby, and this is her sister, an ER nurse in Pasadena, Kristen. Kristen, we know you. We're sending our love and our thanks, and my goodness, she's suiting up like that every single day for very, very long shifts. Long shifts away from their families and everything else, and we want to send a special thank you to all of the nurses, all of our frontline workers today, and we're giving you virtual hugs and thank yous. Keep up that great job that you're doing, and we're so proud to have you in our community. Yeah. One of our producers, Kat, her sister is also a nurse, and she has a new baby at home, and they've talked about how she's going in on these front lines every single day. She's worried about her family's safety because she's coming home to them. And again, you can be totally asymptomatic or have very mild symptoms of COVID-19 and not know it. So again, the mask is about protecting other people, not just about protecting ourselves. So let's shift gears a little bit, and in addition to asking you to continue sending in your photos of frontline workers and nurses today, we want to know what you're cooking at home. And Courtney, we mentioned this probably a year ago on the show. Brandon and I finally broke down and we bought, we're not gadget people in the kitchen. Brandon, you know, likes a very minimal house. We bought an Instant Pot, because last night... I'm so glad. Well, I know. I feel like I'm entering, you know, this whole new era of things that we can do. This is what sold me. This is what sold me. The ability to make beans, not from a can, but from a bag, without soaking them overnight and cooking them for hours and hours on the stove. So last night, we were FaceTiming with our friend Shannon, who lives in Chicago, and she surprised us with that beautiful new mustache. I'm not sure if it was a stick-on or if she actually grew it. Gorgeous. But either way, it just looks very, very nice, right? And then she was showing us how she was cooking beans in her Instant Pot. She just got like dry, refried, or just dry like pinto beans, right? And she was making her version of refried beans. And oh my gosh, it took like 40 minutes in the Instant Pot. She used a little immersion blender. So that's what we're doing tonight at our house. We're making beans.
That is so awesome. So we have an Instant Pot as well, and I have to tell you, Orlando has mastered this. He makes everything from ribs to fried rice to risotto. I mean, everything. And what's so great about it, I'm a fan of a crock pot. I love a good crock pot. But sometimes in order to get everything in the crock pot, you've got to cook it on the stove, you know, saute, brown, do something, and you're kind of dirtying all these other pots and pans. Well, the Instant Pot is in one container. You can saute what you need to saute. You need to, you know, throw it all in, put the lid on, forget it, boom, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, you're done. It's incredible.
Okay.
I love it.
Okay, well, I'm sold, and I sort of had to make a deal with Brandon. He's like, okay, well, can we get rid of the Magnalite just to make room for it in the cabinet? You know, he doesn't like a lot of stuff. And also, Courtney, we didn't even debrief about Cinco de Mayo. How did the rest of your Cinco de Mayo go last night? Right, I'm saying that correctly. I'm surprised you're not wearing sunglasses today at work.
I know. It was good. It was good. We had a socially distant neighborhood margarita. Cheers.
Oh,
so
like everybody just sat in their driveways with their
good.
lawn chairs? I've seen that happening around many neighborhoods in Houston. People just sitting on their front lawns and waving to the neighbors.
Absolutely. And you know what? Speaking of cooking, though, remember I had this like horrific turnout of my banana bread that I cooked for like 9 hours and it was still raw, like gross on the inside. So I redeemed myself. Because I think the banana bread is like the food of quarantine. That's what everybody was making in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I use the America Test Kitchen cookbook on this one. I roasted the walnuts in the oven, and full redemption here. This banana bread is unbelievable, and I will tell you, I can post the recipe. There was one ingredient in there that I didn't have and I didn't use.
Okay.
But it called for a little bit of yogurt. Huh. So I felt like that was something that was kind of added in for, I don't know why, but there's an explanation from the America's Test Kitchen why they use that, but I didn't have yogurt,
for
so
moisture?
I just omitted that. I don't know, because it's definitely not lacking moisture. I mean, it's a beautifully.
My banana bread is definitely not lacking moisture. Wow, Courtney, this banana bread is delicious. It's definitely not lacking moisture. That's a very funny thing to say.
Definitely not. You know I don't like that word. That's why I'm like avoiding the
moisture. There's a difference.
That word. But anyway,
moisture doesn't bug me as much.
I know.
The first
no, that's why I said lack of moisture, not, you know. Anyway,
okay.
But it's really, really good. I feel full redemption here. So I'm glad I got through this quarantine with a edible banana bread.
Banana bread. Well, the
first one was raw.
You know how when you bring home bananas, somehow there's always a fruit fly, right? So starting, I think about 2 months ago.
What is happening?
Dude, I don't even know. So I thought maybe it was coming from some of the plants, which worried me, and I thought, okay, this can't be right. And so we'll spray down the plants with a little bit of dish soap and water because it's non-toxic. It doesn't hurt the plant, but it kills the bugs or their larvae so they don't, you know, sprout up. And then here in Studio B, we had some fruit flies just like circling the desk. So last night I get home, we've tried everything. We've tried putting apple cider vinegar into a little, just a little cup, right, with some dish soap. And that typically
works. Like a little dish, yeah.
Yeah, because they're attracted to the scent and then they fall in and they die. So sorry if that happens, but I don't know if they drown or if they're drunk or what happens. But we've still had these. So yesterday I got home and Brandon has this orange juice carafe, just a glass carafe, that he's stuck a banana peel inside, right? And then he used a funnel that he made out of just a piece of junk mail, and he stuck that in the top because I guess he found that online and people seem to swear by them. Kat, our producer, uses these little red things she gets from Amazon. She says they're perfect. They've gotten everything out.
I've seen those. Yeah.
But I've not found one silver bullet solution to get everything, and I don't know if I want these rotten banana peels hanging out around the house. I mean, for being a minimalist, I think it's kind of disgusting.
I know. You know, it's so funny that you're talking about this today because right now downstairs on our counter we have a giant bowl of water and dish, you know, the suds, the water sud thing happening. And we did it yesterday, doing it today, and they're coming from, I don't know where they're coming from, but they're everywhere. Orlando brought home a pineapple the other day, and I said, I think you better cut this right now because our fruit fly situation is going to like increase by like tenfold if you don't. You know how you can leave it on the counter or whatever. So yeah, we're dealing with the same thing. But those flies in Studio B, those have been there for a hot minute. I mean, they were there when I was there.
Well, they're not here anymore, thankfully. Knock on wood. Hopefully they do not come back. But the annoying thing about the ones in Studio B...
Remember there was that huge, like, fly that landed on you?
I don't think, did we ever tell our viewers that this was happening? Because there were a number of times, imagine, sitting here in Studio B, minding our business, and suddenly, this isn't just a casual fruit fly buzzing by, right? They were circling, they were going around and around, and there were even times when we were trying to record things or do things for the new news, and suddenly it's just like, you know, this fly is going by, but we played it cool.
It's a flyby. We did.
Good one.
That's us. We're professionals.
Good one. It is a flyby. Well, I think when you get fruits and vegetables right, they've put their eggs, right? That's how the fruit flies hatch. Their eggs all over them. And so if you don't wash them right when you get home, it's just like soap and water, right? Like a soap without a fragrance, or there's a fruits and vegetables wash you can use that's non-toxic. I think that helps get rid of them.
I have that. But do you don't wash bananas, do you? Do you wash your bananas? Am I the only one that doesn't?
We are back on the banana topic again.
I know, but I'm wondering, like, if I know you're supposed to wash our fruits and vegetables, but like the bananas are sitting out, right?
I do not wash my
now.
bananas. I do not.
Okay.
I don't wash the bananas. Hey, can we move on? Sorry, I feel like I...
Yes. Yes. Please move.
I feel like I'm about to not have a good moment. Do not wash your bananas. Or do you want?
Are you going to lose it?
No, I'm totally fine. So a very disturbing story coming from Spain. I know yesterday on Cinco de Mayo, we talked about the Cinco de young boy who drove his parents' car on his way to California to try to get that Lamborghini with $3. But out of Spain, now the news that on MasterChef, did you hear about this? A dead bird. This chef was asked to create a dish, and her dish that she created was literally just a dead bird. Don't we have like a picture or something to show our viewers? Because I feel like the picture is worth 1,000 views.
It was so gross.
We don't have a picture? Well, that's disappointing.
We had it. It was on our text thread.
Yeah, apparently we don't have a picture to show our viewers. Well, that's an exciting topic. Imagine a dead bird on a plate. Moving on. Okay, how about the socially distant blanket? This is a thing now. There is a company selling a blanket. There it is right there on your screen. That sort of, if you have trouble with distance and measurement and all of those things, this blanket sort of does it for you. So each little pad on this blanket is perfectly spaced, 2 meters, slightly more than 6 feet apart. So if you have, again, issues keeping your distance, this blanket will be a nice little reminder. And who knows, moving forward in the world we live in, maybe this will sell like hotcakes. You can even make your own. There are templates now for similar blankets online. What do you say, Courtney?
I mean, templates for similar blankets. I mean, can you just like put your chairs out, or, you know, put a blanket down? And I don't know. I like the name of it. It's called, the blanket's called Here Comes the Sun. So that's cute, the way that, you know, that blanket is displayed. But I don't know. Is it fabric? It's like a true blanket?
I'm assuming it's fabric. I mean, if it were paper, that would be very bad if the sprinklers came on. And typically
I was thinking more like parachute material.
Isn't parachute material fabric? What am I missing?
Yeah, I mean, like a blanket. Is it like a, you know, that's a different kind of material. You know what I'm saying? Like a tent, or like your outdoor chairs. Do you know what I mean?
Like nylon?
No.
Nylon instead of cotton or wool?
Yes.
I don't know. There are lots of different fabrics.
Yes.
Actually, you know, which reminds me, we had a viewer write to us a while back, and she told us we have no knowledge of fabrics, Courtney. Because during the summer, we wear clothing like suits. It is too warm, in her opinion, that on days like today, we are wearing suits. She was very disturbed by it, and very, very nasty actually as well. We should read that letter on the air someday. But during this time of stay at home, we've sort of steered away from the What's Your Problem Wednesday because we're trying to keep it positive. But you know what? You know what they say, like for every million nice people, there's one really nasty one. And we have millions of really nice viewers. Do the math.
We have millions of really nice viewers, but we're going to have to, you know, when the dust settles and all this, we've got some really good What's Your Problem Wednesdays.
Oh,
some really good ones.
We certainly do. Well, it's been a while, Courtney, since you've shared with us some videos or photos of your adorable new puppy, Oscar. And like so many people here at Channel 2, we are massive dog fans, right? So coming up on today's show, we're going to talk about free curbside dog treats from a company called Tea for Two. It's a small cafe in Northwest Houston. So what happened was they noticed a lot of curbside customers were showing up to pick up the, you know, curbside pickup materials, their meals, and they would bring their dogs there in the back seat. So they started baking and giving free treats to pups. How they are showing appreciation to dog moms for Mother's Day. This is such a feel-good story.
It is, and it's so great. I love that they saw a need and went with it. That's so awesome. Also coming up, guys, sports fans and non-sports fans, prepare to be impressed. KPRC2's resident trivia whiz, he's at it again. You might recall back in February, sports anchor reporter Ari Alexander showed off his memorization talent on Houston Life by reciting all of the U.S. presidents in under 30 minutes. Well, now, during social distancing, he's memorized all of the Heisman Trophy winners, a list that dates back to 1935. So in under 3 minutes, he did all of that. So we're going to see, is there a time cap for him today? I'm not sure. Can he do it? We're going to find out later on in the show. That's quite a list.
Yeah, it really is. And back to 1935. So he's gotten through, what, almost 85 of them. All right, we'll see if he can do it coming up later in the show. And after the break, meet the local kid journalist who's interviewing professional soccer players while in quarantine. That story next.
Well, welcome back. You know, kids have come up with some pretty interesting ways to keep themselves busy and entertained during these social distancing times.
Yeah, that was the case for Caleb Coronel, a student in Humble who missed his soccer practices so much, he decided to take a different approach to his soccer lessons.
My name is Caleb Coronel. I am 11 years old. I played soccer since about I was 2. I just had passion the whole time. The quarantine has affected me in many different ways. The first one is I don't get to be with my friends when playing soccer, and I don't get to play soccer games and be on the field and do all that fun stuff. I really just miss being on the field, so I wanted to do at least one thing sports related. So I thought about interviewing professional players. What do you enjoy more, coaching or playing?
Caleb, that's a tough question, man. What do you like doing more? Do you like being a host or playing?
I like playing.
Yeah, well, me too.
I've been able to interview Brian Ching. He used to play on the Dynamo. What about how it feels to play for the U.S. national team?
One of the biggest privileges that you can have as a soccer player is to represent your country.
Nichelle Prince, she went to the World Cup and she's on the Canadian national team. How did you become interested in playing soccer?
I started playing soccer when I was 4 years old.
My preparation for this is I start off going on the internet to find out information about the player.
Caleb, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling great today.
Yeah.
I want to interview Marlis Whitman. And then I make up some questions with my dad. Is there a difference between playing college and as a professional?
Yeah, there is quite a difference.
Normally I'm doing one game right now. It's called Impossible Decisions. Would you rather play in the World Cup and lose, but like you're gonna play? Or would you rather sit on the bench and win the World Cup?
Oh man. I would rather play, I think.
It's really interesting to watch them because they tell you what to do when these hard times come, when you need that motivation to get up every day and practice. I've been learning about a lot of stuff, both soccer related and life related.
No matter even if you're at your level or my level, a little hustle, a little passion goes a long way.
You need to be persistent all the time, either if it's in life or in sports. You just keep pushing and you'll eventually get to where you're trying to be.
That is so awesome. And we've got a lot to learn from 11-year-old Caleb, right? What a great piece. And by the way, for a link to check out Caleb's videos, you can visit the Scene on Houston Life section of our website. It's a great story.
Yeah, what an inspiring kid. We'll be right back.
Well, welcome back. And, you know, this is a favorite part of the show that we love to spotlight is the home studio artwork from today. And this is a shout out to 4th grader Emma, who did our design today. And I love this because it's a beautiful tree and has the HL logo on it. And I think she did such a great job. It's perfect for today, I think, and on this beautiful day. But she did an awesome job. Little butterflies, and I love it.
My goodness, Emma, nicely done. When I was around that age in 4th grade, trees were some of my favorite things to draw because I had an art teacher in school who taught us how to draw the trunk and then start with the branches, and it was just sort of a repeating pattern. So that reminds me of that time in my life, Emma, and very, very sweet. Well, every day, certainly, Courtney, we do look forward to seeing the new artwork from, you know, the young people in your life. So also, we've been asking our viewers to send us your pictures and videos on social media. You remember the prom dresses and the baby stuff and the pet stuff. Yeah. Well, now the good news is those photos could win you some free stuff. We have partnered with Wingstop to give away $50 gift cards. We just need to see how you are winging it, get it, winging it at home.
This is such a great contest. All you have to do is visit HoustonLife.tv, click on the article titled Wing It Photo Contest. You're going to be asked to share a photo of you winging it during social distancing. And that could mean just be creative. Creative projects with the kids, face masks, champagne. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Yeah, of course. And there will be 3 winners. Tune in next Friday to see if you are one of the winners in the first round. Very exciting.
Absolutely. Okay, and we've also been asking you guys to jump online, continue the conversation on social media. We love sharing these comments. And Derek, Cindy has a question for you guys. Getting rid of the Magnalite, what will you cook gumbo in?
Ooh,
hello?
I know. The Magnalite thing may not go away. And for those of you who don't know, it's just a very large pot. It's like 50 years old. But because it's aluminum, that kind of freaks me out. And I'm not quite sure, Cindy, but I will keep you posted. And thank you for pointing that out because it would be hard to part with. And there's a comment
next
from
one,
Bev
is saying for fruit flies.
Yeah, Courtney,
ahead,
sorry.
Derek,
I know we're contending with this delay. Bev writes in saying for fruit flies, you can place plastic wrap around the top of a small jar with a rubber band, white wine in it. Oh, I hate to waste that wine, though. Poke holes with a toothpick, and then they fly in and can't get out. Oh, interesting. Well, if I died in a vat of wine, I guess that wouldn't be the worst way to go, right?
Not really a bad day, huh? Thanks, Bev. I love it. Okay, coming up next, guys, it's time to burn off all of those margaritas and tacos you may have had yesterday for Cinco de Mayo.
Uh-oh. Lauren Kelly and her boyfriend Gabriel are back with another fun Workout Wednesday. That's after the break. Well, welcome back. It is absolutely a beautiful day outside, Courtney, and meteorologist Justin Stapleton is standing by with our weather update. Stapes, it's good to see you.
It is good to see you guys as well. It's good to be back in Studio B. Hi, Courtney. It's good to see you at home. I love, love, love all of the little pictures that you have behind you every day, Court. That's the cutest thing ever. So anyway, let's take a look outside. As we mentioned, if you saw the Blue Angels come screaming by about an hour ago, that was fantastic. We were up on the roof. I'll have some video loaded up on my Facebook page here in just a second, Instagram as well. Notice temperatures, though, pretty comfortable. Low 80s versus the 93 we were at yesterday, guys. We've got it 77 in Navasota. That's one of the cooler spots. Elsewhere, everybody else looking anywhere from around 80 to 82. 81 down towards Galveston. A little breezy. Be ready for that. Notice we've got the winds for the most part, 15, 15, 17 as you get out towards Galveston. So that's going to be a bit of an issue. But temperature-wise, we should be fine. As we get in towards the rest of this afternoon and this evening, we're talking low 60s. Nice cool start to Thursday morning. And then sunshine again, and we should warm back up into the mid-80s. Notice it'll It'll be a touch warmer as you move inland, and that's because we've got dry air over top of us now. But watch, we're going to start to see it replace as the winds take a bit of a switch. And this right here was what we're watching for Friday. That's going to be the next storm system that dips down. You can see it there in the Pacific Northwest. Eventually, that swings through here. As it does, it's going to bring another round of showers and thunderstorms. I think late Friday, early Saturday, could see a couple of those wrapping up early Saturday morning out of here. And then look at that. Perfect weather for Mother's Day. Sunny skies. It's going to look A-OK. Check out your 10-day forecast here as well. 84 to 84. How about this, Court? This is for you, Mama. We've got beautiful weather, 50s and about 80 degrees for Mother's Day.
Oh, perfect. Thanks, Justin. I ordered it. You delivered. I love it. Thanks so much. Good to see you today. And of course, Cinco de Mayo, you know, fell on Taco Tuesday this year, which may have, you know, did you overindulge in the tacos and margaritas? Well, we've got just the workout for you if that was the case.
If that was the case, right, Courtney? Wink, wink. Okay, so Lauren Kelly and her boyfriend Gabriel are back for another Workout Wednesday. But heads up, we hear this might be a tough one.
4,
3,
2. Welcome to May. We made it. It is the day after Cinco de Mayo, and I'm sure a lot of you guys need to work off some of the tacos you had for Taco Tuesday and some of the margaritas you had for Cinco de Mayo. So for today's Workout Wednesday, myself and my boyfriend Gabriel are going to make it a little bit of a tough one. We know that they had a lot of margaritas to drink.
Yeah. Well, I know you had a lot of margaritas to drink.
So for this Workout Wednesday, we are doing a car push. And by we, I mean he. And how about this? In between commercial breaks on Houston Life, you don't even have to leave your couch to do an exercise. Just put your feet up and try these decline push-ups. We're challenging you guys to run the fastest mile that you can. A heavy case of waters is going to be my weights for the day. Watch this. All right, workout partner, high five. Way to go. Workout Wednesday complete. Can we have tacos again for dinner?
Yes.
They always have the best stories. Look at him pushing the car. That's crazy. But here's the thing. You can do so much at home. I love that Lauren used the water bottles and then challenging yourself to run a faster pace, which I did that yesterday, and it's a pretty cool feeling.
Yeah, and I should point out that my car is having some major issues right now, so Gabriel, if you could just come on down to the station and push me all the way home, I would really enjoy the view. I mean, the help. All right, so after the break, a local cafe is giving freebies to their furry curbside customers. See how they're showing love to dog moms for Mother's Day. That's next.
Well, welcome back. You know, while many struggle through quarantine life, some have found comfort in their furry companions. From dog walks to cuddle sessions, pups have helped provide peace in this truly crazy time.
Oh yeah, they can make a huge difference. And Linda Becker, owner of Tea for Two Tea Room, decided she would do something special to show appreciation for their favorite four-legged customers.
Tea for Two was started 22 years ago. We started out as a very small ladies' lunch. Now it's just a really full-blown lunch place. We do little girl tea parties, little dress-up tea parties. We do a lot of showers, not so much right now, but you know, trying to adjust to this time. All those kind of big events with more people, all of those were canceled. I knew there was going to be changes. We were just waiting for them, whatever was handed down to us. And so when all restaurants went to curbside, we immediately did that and have been doing that since. Mother's Day is a very big day for us. A lot of people bring their mothers to the tea room. It's a tradition. This year we're doing a lot of different takeout, cakes, our chicken salad to take home for a Mother's Day brunch on Sunday. Hopefully it will do well. We're in here working, doing the curbside, and what happened one day was one of the customers had said, yeah, I'll be the one with the Westie in the car. And then I was like, oh, Westie. So of course we have to go out and get the dog, and they're just so happy to be out. So then I thought, well, why don't we do something for the dogs? Why don't we have little treats for them? So I made these homemade treats, and every dog that comes gets a little bag. They're very healthy, they're good, they're fun, and they love it. It's like when someone gives my dog something, it's like your child. You're so excited. When they get their treat, then their owners can fill out a little raffle where they'll be entered into a drawing to win. We sell different kind of dog items in here, different picture frames and rugs and wine bags and socks, just to kind of make it a little fun.
Olivia? Yes. Here's your order. Thank you.
It breaks it up where you're just home all day. Go out and get some good comfort food. Let's get something for the puppy too. And they just love it. And then just the pictures we've taken, the videos we've got, those dogs are just so excited and so cute. We'll continue doing it because lots of people just love it because, we go out there, we take them their food, we give them their treats, and the dogs are just so excited. We've had some people come with 3 dogs. The car's full of dogs. So it's just adorable. Animals are awesome. They really get us through all this.
It's such a sweet space and a sweet story. I love that. By the way, Tea for Two Tea Room is closed on Sundays, but they are offering free doggy packages for all Dog Mom takeout orders on Saturday.
It's so cool that they are doing that. Warms your heart, right? And in addition to the curbside orders, they have also resumed limited dine-in service. Reservations are encouraged. And if you would like to connect with Linda, you can visit our website, HoustonLife.tv. Nothing like a nice little afternoon tea, right, Courtney? So civilized. So in the meantime, we want to hear more and see more of little Oscar because I know he's starting to look more like a full-grown dog now, Courtney, but he's still a puppy.
I know, he's 5 months old now, and the boys have really been working with him. Of course, Believe in Dogs, Stephanie Bennett, he attends for puppy school. There's no training anymore, but Connor's working with him, and he can sit, and he can shake, he can high five. Do we have the video? Are we rolling it? I can't see it.
Yeah, we're seeing it right now. He's doing such a great job.
Yeah, and it's been so fun to watch him. He is very smart, and he is growing. He's getting, like, really long legs. He's going to be a biggin.
Just like his brothers.
I know. Okay, guys, after the break, we put KPRC's Ari Alexander to the ultimate college football fan test. Can he list all of the past winners of the Heisman Trophy? We're going to find out.
And as we go to break, we want to share some of the shout-outs we've been getting on Facebook. Thanks again to all those frontline workers on this National Nurses Day. We'll be right back.
Well, welcome back. You know, around the station, sports anchor reporter Ari Alexander is known for his memorization skills.
From U.S. history to pop culture and music, he's got a lot of facts ready to drop at any time. Here's Ari and sports reporter Vanessa Richardson with their latest trivia challenge.
Hi guys, I am sports reporter Vanessa Richardson with KPRC TV, and I'm here joined by my coworker Ari Alexander. One thing you need to know about Ari is he is very competitive. So he saw some people on the internet trying to recite every Heisman Trophy winner ever, and he had to one-up them because that's what Ari Alexander does. So I'm going to be his fact checker. Ari, you want to start out?
Yeah, here we go. So I saw Bomani Jones, ESPN, went all the way back to 1966. The Heisman goes back to 1935, and I know all of them. So what do we want to do, front to back or back to front?
Let's start out with 1935.
The first one, Jay Berwanger was the first winner of the Heisman from University of Chicago. 36, Larry Kelly. 37, Clint Frank. 38, Davey O'Brien. 39, my favorite Heisman winner from the University of Iowa, Niall Kinnick.
Naturally.
1940, Tom Harmon. 41, Bruce Smith. 42, Frank Sinkwich from Georgia. 43, Angelo Bertelli. 44, Les Horvath. 45, Doc Blanchard. 46, Glenn Davis. 47 is Johnny Lujack. 48 is Doak Walker. 49, Leon Hart. 50, Vic Janowitz. 51, Dick Kazmaier. 52 is Billy Vessels. 53, John Latner. 54 is Alan Amici. 55 is Howard Hopalong Cassidy. 56, Paul Hornung. 57 is John David Crow, Texas A&M. 58 is Pete Dawkins. 59 is Billy Cannon. 60, Joe Bellino. 61, Ernie Davis. 62, Terry Baker. 63, Roger Staubach. 64, John Hart. 65, Mike Garrett. 66, Steve Spurrier. 67, Gary Bevins. 68, O.J. Simpson. 69, Steve Owens. 70 is Jim Plunkett. 71 is Pat Sullivan out of Auburn. 72, Johnny Rogers. 73, John Capoletti. 74 and 75, Archie Griffin. 76, Tony Dorsett. 77, Earl Campbell from Texas. 78 is Billy Sims. 79, Charles White. 80 is George Rogers. 81, Marcus Allen. 82, Herschel Walker. 83, Mike Rozier. 84, Doug Flutie. 85, Bo Jackson in a very narrow victory over Iowa quarterback Chuck Long. 86, Vinny Testaverde. 87, Tim Brown. 88, Barry Sanders. 89, University of Houston's own Andre Ware. 90, Ty Detmer. 91 is Desmond Howard. 92, Gino Torretta. 93, Charlie Ward. 94, Rashawn Salam. 95, Eddie George. 96, Danny Werfel. 97, Charles Woodson, first defensive player to win it. 98 is Ricky Williams from Texas. 99, Ron Dane. 2000 is Chris Winkie. 2001, Eric Crouch. 02, Carson Palmer beat my guy from Iowa, Brad Banks. 2003, Jason White beat Larry Fitzgerald that year. 2004 is Matt Leinart. 2005 is vacated, but it's Reggie Bush. We all know Reggie Bush won the Heisman. 2006, Troy Smith. 2007, Tim Tebow. 2008, Sam Bradford. 2009, Mark Ingram. 2010 is Cam Newton. 2011 is Robert Griffin III out of Baylor. 2012, Johnny Manziel out of Texas A&M. 2013, Jameis Winston. 2014, Marcus Mariota. 2015, Derrick Henry. 2016, Lamar Jackson. 2017, Baker Mayfield. 2018, Kyler Murray. 2019, Joe Burrow. Cash money.
So as your fact checker, I will let you know he got every single one right. A couple of the pronunciations were off, but for the most part, I mean, every single winner. So I'll give it up for Ari Alexander and Bomani Jones. Obviously, you now have...
By 30 years. Let's go. Challenge is up.
All right, Ari and Vanessa, thank you so much for that. He must have a photographic memory because that is an impressive skill.
I know.
We're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Coming up on tomorrow's show, guys, Astros relief pitcher Joe Smith and his sports reporter wife, Allie LaForce, they are going to share their efforts to support restaurants and feed healthcare workers amid the COVID-19 crisis.
They are such a fantastic couple. Look forward to hearing from them. Also, our nurse shout-out continues on this National Nurses Day. We got an email from Valicia. This is Andrea James, also known as Wonder Nurse Manager at Ben Taub Hospital. She does it all. Definitely well-deserved.
And we also got an email, just wanted to share a picture of the best nurse I know in the world, my husband, Stephen Sumners Rodriguez. He works with Brookdale Senior Care, taking care of those that need them in the most during this time. So 2 great shout outs that we got today, and many, many more on social media on this National Nurses Day.
So nice. And thank you to Felipe for that second email, by the way. Keep them coming, folks. To everyone on the front lines, we appreciate you. We see you. Stay safe, wear your masks. And Courtney, I guess we'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great one.
You too.